Let's dive into this, y'all. David was finally arrested. Hey, man. It too long, man. It too long, man. We've been waiting for this day, yo. We made those videos like 8 months ago. I don't know, man. But hey, man, finally, we about to do it, man.
Anyway, in updated news, David has now finally been arrested in connection to the murder of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. According to recent reports, David has officially been arrested in connection, and according to LAPD, David, born David Anthony Burke, was arrested by Robbery Homicide Division in connection with Hernandez's murder and is currently being held without bail. The case is set to be presented to the District Attorney's Office on Monday for filing consideration, so he's pretty much cooked. Emo boy, Hello Kitty assessed. Weirdo predator. Like, this is an actual predator.
But that's crazy how this shit happened and this guy been out in the States for free, man. Wow. After all that devastation, the traumas that the family had to go through, y'all, he was still out there walking free. And nobody did nothing, man. We don't know if he did it, but an arrest could have been made very sooner, man. I ain't gonna lie, yo. Like, it is
someone
crazy,
who's actually involved in the murder of another individual, not Sai Kuno and all these other celebs you guys want to water down the word predator for. And now people in the comment section are saying internet solved this within 24 hours, but here we are months later. Another person said this gotta be the slowest arrest ever made. Listen, they're trying to have an ironclad case here. They had plenty of time, and I'm pretty sure he's probably gonna get, well, decades in prison maybe. Joanna said, hire all the ones who saw.
That's crazy, man. Like the internet, we've been talking, y'all. We try
our best
voices. We speak for the voiceless, man, but it didn't work. Like, it's at this point where, like, even the families, like, really, like, man, imagine, dog, they just lost that little one, their daughter, and all of a sudden, this guy just gets arrested months later. After all the shit that has been done to the girl, we never know what happened, but, hey, that's crazy, y'all. Ain't gonna lie, man. This shit is sad, bro, not gonna lie. Make sure I hit that like and subscribe, man.
Solved it online from the same day and fired the detectives. Nah, that's not how that works, but I understand what she's saying. Someone said, took them a while, but glad they did the right thing. I mean, it's not like they had any other choice. Other people are saying, I think the internet solved it the first day. One person said, took the internet 2 minutes to decide he was guilty. I mean, it was obvious, right? Like, of course, people still took months to collect every single data point, but after all that was collected and combined and the larger picture was formulated, yeah, he was pretty much fried. And by the way, this information was provided by the official LAPD PIO. They said detectives from Los Angeles Police Department Robbery Homicide Division, right? So they basically, this is basically the official page for that unit. And just to catch up a lot of people to this case, because, you know, not everybody was around during the David case in terms of, you know, keeping their eyes on the details and hearing about updates. So I'm gonna play a little bit about, I'm gonna play some clips and some video footage from ABC7 about latest details.
Presented to the DA's office on Monday for filing consideration. You may remember, and we've been reporting, Rivas's body was found in the trunk of David's car in September of last year.
That's the thing, bro. That's the thing that's crazy about it. The body was found in his trunk, man. They could have arrested him there, y'all. Like, why wait this long? I understand maybe they wanted to get more evidence on this issue, but, like, come on, man. This has been long overdue, yo. Like, come on, this is so sad,
She was only
man.
14 years old. Again, this breaking news just into our newsroom. We're working to get more information, and we'll continue to follow this story.
Yes, so for people who are completely oblivious to the David case, of which I don't know how, if you are on social media, you would be, but she was 14. The timeline spans from like 12, actually 10 to 14, like, because they knew, it just, they knew each other. They met online, Discord apparently, through Fortnite, and then everything escalated year by year by year, and it's just a disgusting case.
Want to go ahead and bring in now ABC's Alex Stone on the phone to speak more about this case. Alex, you've been following this from the very beginning. What can you tell us?
That's the crazy part about it, man. He met her when she was like 10, bro. 10-year old, bro. On Fortnite, like they say, but like that on its own is a crime, bro. Like, I don't know, man, but hey, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is, bro.
As far as this breaking information goes this afternoon.
Also, we're going to be speeding this up.
Well, Mark and Michelle, yeah, sources are telling us that this is based off of evidence that the LAPD was able to gather and put together and now is going to be presenting to the LA County DA for a filing decision on Monday.
On Monday.
This was not from any kind of indictment. We know that the case had gone to a grand jury. It was expected that there might be an indictment coming sometime soon. We were thinking in the last couple of months or in the next few weeks. This was not from that. We are told that this is evidence that they have been compiling going back to when her body was found last September, that now they have reached a point where they believe they have probable cause, and it's gone to the DA.
And guys, that is one important note and point I want to make. Yes, unfortunately, it took them a long time to build this case, but in certain cases, especially when it comes to influential rich people, they want to make sure their cases are ironclad. I understand the frustrations we've been through since last year about this case being, I guess, stalled out or stagnated because...
Yeah, man, I low-key get it, though. Like, imagine if they went to arrest him and all of a sudden they know there were a bunch of people that were connected to it. And they didn't even get caught. It's like, it's kind of bad because he can just come out and say his lawyers can defend him in a way like, yo, like, why didn't you guys investigate it all? There's a whole bunch of leads. Why do you all say the first lead was him? But in this kind of sense, it's like, yo, the body was found in his car, and we've known that he always had some type of connection to it. Like, it still doesn't sound right to me, bro. This is like the sad video to make, bro. Cause like, y'all, we've been speaking, y'all. We've been trying to talk about this, man. But now is the time where he's like, hey, man, well, we hear y'all, but it's just too late, man. I don't know why, but it is. Justice will be served. Justice will be served to the girl. Make sure like and subscribe.
From us, from an outsider perspective, it looks like they're not doing anything. But inside, of course, they were working diligently and thoroughly to make sure that this guy and whoever is connected to her murder goes away for a very long time. Again, this is the most disgusting case I've heard from a creator, someone of influence being outed in such a way. And even if he's not directly the murderer, he's clearly connected. And clearly he had some type of sexual relationship with her, which would be already a criminal federal offense in and of itself.
And so a lot of people wondering, you know, so many things seem to point to him. Why did it take them this long to make the arrest? We know why how they do things, but
yeah, it's a good question. One of the things that they were waiting on, Mark, was the cause of death. And there was difficulty reaching that cause of death, not to get too graphic, but her body was in multiple parts. It was in, we know, documents.
I take back what I said. Now I understand why they took so long, because like they found her, like the body was a bunch of parts and they had to like assemble them somehow and try to figure out what could be the problem with it and the cause of death and all those things. But yeah, I dig it though. Not gonna lie, I understand what they're saying, y'all. But hey, make sure I hit that like and subscribe.
The front trunk of that Tesla when her body was found.
Right.
So it was difficult for the medical examiner to determine the cause of death. So they had to prove or be able to show to the DA that she was murdered, that it wasn't something else where, let's say that she overdosed and then somebody freaked out and put her body in that trunk. They have to be able to prove that it was murder. They now believe that they can do that.
Exactly. And because initially it was so convoluted in why she died and how she died, you know, because they used terms like disintegration and torn apart as if someone chopped her up. But apparently her body most likely was put in the back of the front of a trunk, because in a Tesla, the trunk is in the front, a frunk, I guess they call it. And because of the heat and the enclosed environment of which it was in, that likely exacerbated the decomposition of the body to where it naturally decomposed or disintegrated itself without having to fully be chopped up per se by a murderer. And one of the other theories was that her body was already, she was already murdered, frozen, and then transferred out into a vehicle to be transferred over to another place, likely for burial. And
yeah, man, I think that could be the case, but we never know what really happened, y'all. What could he have done to this kid, man? He might have done way worse. I don't know if it's him or what, allegedly, but it could be someone else connected to him, because how did the body end up in the car? I mean, a lot of questions gotta be asked in this one, bro.
I guess bad logistics led it to where messed up the plans. Body was left in the truck. I don't know the specific details they now have as for a timeline, and specifically how she was murdered from point A to point B to point C to point D. But now they feel like they have enough evidence to point out that she was murdered intentionally, is what I'm picking up.
All right.
Yeah, we also know, David, as many entertainers do, had an entourage of people around him at times. I know some other individuals have been considered as drivers of this vehicle or either around. Any information on possibly how this could impact other people that David was around that also may have been around Celeste Rivas?
Michelle, we don't know yet. And if there are any other arrests that are going to be coming in this case. We know that there were...
And not gonna lie, bro, I bet y'all there was a bunch of people who were connected to this. I know, bro. I bet y'all. Allegedly, bro. Because ain't no way that this can just happen. This guy can just be found out of nowhere at some impound place with a body inside. I mean, we gotta make sense of that, bro. Like, there gotta be a bunch of people that should be arrested for this, man. Because this is, like, crazy.
Number of witnesses who came and testified in front of the grand jury again that this was not an indictment, that this is probable cause that the LAPD put together and moved forward on. But during the grand jury proceedings, which are secret as they're ongoing, there were a number of other people who came forward. Those who are close to David, friends of David, family members of his were subpoenaed to go in front of the grand jury. So if there are other arrests that could be coming, we don't know. But as of right now, he is the only one that we know of under arrest.
All right.
It's cooked because when you have that many loopholes, that many liabilities, that many branches of people who know you and were witnesses and or have access to messages you may have sent them, it's not going to be airtight. There's always going to be one security vulnerability of which anybody, for really that matter, detectives, investigators, hackers can use and exploit in order to link you to a potential crime, in this case a murder, because of things you may have sent accidentally, IP addresses, cached images, fingerprinting. And we live in the most heavily surveilled society we've ever been in. You're always going to mess up in one way or another. Even some of the most smart, intelligent...
Yeah, man. That's it with the David situation, y'all, man. Shout out Muru for the video. I gotta say, man, justice will be served, man. Justice will be solved. To the girl, may her soul rest in peace, y'all. But anyways, thank y'all for making it to the end of the video. I really appreciate y'all, man. Much love. Peace!